Hello students, I'm Niranjan Roy, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Canada Engineering College, Benpal, Mangalore. In this video, I'm going to explain about basics of fluid mechanics for diploma students who are uh, going to write common entrance test for engineering entry. So, when it comes to fluid mechanics is the branch of science which deals with the behavior of fluids. It may be liquid or it may be gaseous or gases, which is at rest as well as which is in motion. Okay, so thus this branch of science deals with the static, kinematics, and dynamic aspects of fluids. The study of fluids is at rest is called as fluid statics. The study of fluids in motion where pressure forces are not considered, then it is called as kinematics. And if the pressure forces are also considered for the fluid motion, then that branch of science is called as fluid dynamics. So, with the help of some question, I will try to explain the basic concept of fluid mechanics. Okay, and very specially the properties of fluids. Okay, so when it comes to properties of fluids, we know there are various properties a fluid is having. ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿಗಳು ಇದ್ದಾವೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಆರ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ, specific volume, specific gravity, viscosity, then surface tension. In that viscosity ಅಲ್ಲಿ kinetic viscosity, dynamic viscosity ಮತ್ತೆ surface tension. These are all some properties. So we will try to cover up all these properties with the help of question and answer. Okay, here is the first question. What is that? Which one of the following unit of mass density? Which one of the following unit which one of the following is a unit of mass density? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿಯ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಕೆಳಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವುದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿಯ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಯಾವುದು? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಎ kg per meter cube, B kg per meter square, C kg per millimeter, D kg per centimeter. The correct answer is kg per meter cube. ಇದು ಯಾಕಂತ ನೋಡು. Density or mass density of a fluid is defined as the ratio of mass of the fluid to its volume. Mass density, which is denoted by rho, is defined as the mass per unit volume or mass by the ratio of mass of the fluid to volume. Density is equal to mass by volume. So the unit of mass is kg, the unit of volume is meter cube, therefore kg per meter cube, that is the unit of mass density. Understood? So the value of density for water is 1000 kg per meter cube. I hope you understood. Next question ನೋಡುವ. Specific gravity of a liquid has. Options are A, the same unit as that of mass density. Option B, the same unit as that of weight density. The same unit as that of specific volume. And option D is no unit. Now we will see each option. Option A, mass density. Mass density is ಏನಪ್ಪ unit. It is defined as the ratio of mass of fluid to volume of fluid. That is kg per meter cube. Weight density ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Weight density is nothing but weight density is also called as specific weight. It is defined as the weight of the fluid, the ratio of weight of the fluid to volume of the fluid. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮಾಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿಗೂ ವೇಟ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿಗೂ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಮಾಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಟು ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್. ಈಗ ವೆಯ್ಟ್, ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡಿಗೂ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡಿಗೂ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಆಕ್ಸಿಲರೇಷನ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ. ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ weight of the fluid to volume of the fluid ಅಂದ್ರೆ mass into acceleration due to gravity divided by volume. So unit ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಅವಾಗ ಯೂನಿಟ್ is Newton per meter cube ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Newton per meter cube ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Because kg into 9.81. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು acceleration due to gravity. Okay, so Newton per meter cube ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. This option C ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The same unit as that of specific volume. ಈಗ specific volume ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? It is nothing but volume of the fluid to mass of the fluid. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಉಲ್ಟಾ, 1/ρ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 mass density ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ specific volume ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದರ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏನಂದರೆ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಪರ್ ಕೆ ಜಿ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ ನೋ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ನೋಡುವ. ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿ, ನೋ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಎನಿ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಆಫ್ ವೇಟ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ or simply density to a weight density of a fluid to the weight density of a standard fluid. That means specific gravity of a liquid is the ratio of two similar quantities density. Two similar quantities. Okay, two similar quantities andre density of given fluid to density of standard fluid, that is water. So both unit are get cancelled, so which makes it unitless, so no unit. Okay, next question. The specific volume of a liquid is the reciprocal of. The specific volume of a liquid, of a given liquid, is the reciprocal of. Reciprocal of what? Reciprocal ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? 1/, ಓಕೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು 1/, divided by which ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ whether it is reciprocal of mass weight density, option A. Whether it is reciprocal of mass density, option B. Option C is whether it is reciprocal of specific weight. Option D is whether it is reciprocal of specific volume. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ, ಏನು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ weight of the fluid to volume of the fluid. ಮಾಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ, ಏನದು ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಬೈ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್. ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ weight or specific volume. Okay, now specific volume ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, it is weight density of given fluid divided by weight density of standard fluid. Now we will see answer is mass density rho. Mass density rho. Okay, ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ, the definition of specific volume is specific volume of a given fluid is defined as the volume of fluid per unit mass. The volume of fluid per unit mass. So it is volume of fluid by mass of fluid. ಈಗ ನಾನು ರೆಸಿಪ್ರೋಕಲ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 1/, ತಗೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, 1/, ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಬೈ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಏನು, ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ rho. So you will get mass density. It is the reciprocal of mass density. Next question ನೋಡುವ, which one of the following is a unit of specific weight? Specific weight. Okay, so now ಎರಡನೇ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವೇಟ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅವಾಗ ನಾನು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಾವು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡುವ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್, and option D Newton meter second. Newton per meter second. Answer is option A Newton per meter cube. ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಯಾಕೆ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ನ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ is defined as the ratio of weight of the fluid to its volume of the fluid. Weight of the fluid to its volume of the fluid. Weight of the fluid ಹೇಗೆ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, it is nothing but mass of the fluid into acceleration due to gravity. Now that is mass of the fluid into g divided by volume. Mass of the fluid by volume ಏನು, rho. Okay, kg per meter cube, and gravity 9.81 value. Okay, so ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅವಾಗ, that will convert into Newton and kg per meter cube, isn't it? So it will become Newton per meter cube. Okay, so unit is Newton per meter cube. Okay, next question we will see, which one of the following is the dimension of mass density? ನೀವು ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್, ಐ ಹೋಪ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಮೆಥಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಫ್ಲೋವನ್ನು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಫಾರ್ ಮಾಡೆಲ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸನ್ನು ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, it deals with the dimensions of the physical quantities involved in that particular flow phenomenon. Okay, so the physical quantities, all physical quantities are measured by comparison, which is made with respect to an arbitrary fixed value. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ ಲೆಂತ್ ಎಲ್, ಮಾಸ್ ಎಂ and time t are three fixed dimensions which are very important in fluid mechanics. Okay, so this primary or physical quantity anna based on the length, mass and time fixed quantities ಅಲ್ಲಿ represent ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡುವ. ಈಗ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಏನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ರೈಟ್ ದ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಿಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ನೋ ದ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಗಿವನ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ, ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ದಿಸ್ ಆಂಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆಕ್ಸಲರೇಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿಸ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಪವರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮೊಮೆಂಟಮ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಟಾರ್ಕ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಇದರ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ, so we can able to write dimension. Okay, so we will see option. See, these are the options. A, m, ಇದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಓದುವುದು ಅಂದರೆ m to the power 1, l to the power minus 3, t to the power 0. The option B is m to the power 1, l to the power 3, t to the power 0. Option C, m to the power 0, l to the power minus 3, t to the power 0. Option D is m to the power 0, l to the power 3, t to the power 0. Correct answer is m to the power 1. Option A, m to the power 1, l to the power minus 3 and t to the power 0. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡುವ. So what is mass density? It is the ratio of mass of the fluid divided by volume of the fluid. It is unit is kg per meter cube. kg per meter cube. kg ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಮಾಸ್. ಸೊ kg ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್? ಲೆಂತ್. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ ಟು ದಿ ಪವರ್ 3 ಅಂತ ಆಯಿತು. ಈಗ kg ಏನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? ಮಾಸ್. ಓಕೆ, kg ಅಂದರೆ ಮಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಲೆಂತ್, ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಲೆಂತಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಎಮ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಎಲ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಎಲ್ ಟು ದಿ ಪವರ್ 3. ಈಗ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಏನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, 0. ಓಕೆ, ಟೈಮ್ ಏನಾಯಿತು? 0. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪವರನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದು ಒಂದೇ ಲೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ಗೆ ತಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಎಮ್ ಟು ದಿ ಪವರ್ 1, ಎಲ್ ಟು ದಿ ಪವರ್ ಮೈನಸ್ 3. ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರಿಂದ ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರಿಗೆ ಬರುವಾಗ -3 ಆಯಿತು. ಈಗ t to the power 0. Okay, that is the answer. I hope you understood. Next question over. Which one of the following is the dimension of specific gravity of liquid? Specific gravity of liquid. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ 3 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ the ratio of weight density of liquid to weight density of water. ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 0. ಈಗ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನೋಡುವ. A is equal to m1 l to the power minus 3 t to the power 0. B is equal to m to the power 1 l to the power 0 t to the power 0. C is equal to m to the power 0 l to the power minus 3 t to the power 0. D is equal to m to the power 0 l to the power 0 t to the power 0. ಈಗ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ಗ್ರಾವಿಟಿ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಏನು? ನೋ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಸ್ ಪರ್ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ it is the weight density of liquid to weight density of standard fluid. Both are density, so unit is cancelled. So answer is ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಾಯಿತು? ಮಾಸ್, ಲೆಂತ್, ಟೈಮ್. No unit, no mass, no length, no time. So answer is m to the power 0, l to the power 0, t to the power 0. This is the answer. The specific gravity of a liquid is the ratio of two similar quantities which it makes dimensionless. ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ dimensionless ಅಂತ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. Okay. Next question. Two fluids 1 and 2 have mass densities of ρ1 and ρ2 respectively. If ρ1 is greater than ρ2, which one of the following expressions will represent the relation between their specific volume V1 and V2? Question ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. There are two fluids, fluid 1 and fluid 2. Each fluid is having density. Fluid 1 is having density ρ1, fluid 2 is having density ρ2 respectively. Okay. ಈಗ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ? If ρ1 is greater than ρ2, ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ 1 ಇದ್ದು ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ 2 ಇದ್ದು ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಕಂಡೀಷನ್. ಆವಾಗ ವಿಚ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫಾಲೋವಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ದ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಏನು? ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಇದು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಏನು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಇದು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್? ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಇದು ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಏನಂದರೆ, ನಾನು ಆಗ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಆಫ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್. ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಡಿವೈಡೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು 1 ಬೈ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಬೈ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಬರಿಬೋದು ಅದನ್ನು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 1 ಬೈ ರೋ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಸರಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ρ1 ಇದೆ, ρ2 ಇದೆ, V1 ಇದೆ, V2 ಇದೆ. V1 ಮತ್ತು V2 ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ 1 and ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ 2. ಓಕೆ, V1 is equal to, I can write 1 by ρ1, ಸರಿಯಾ? V2 is equal to 1 by ρ2 as per definition. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಏನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ? ρ1 is greater than ρ2. ρ1 is greater than ρ2. ಆವಾಗ ಯಾವ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ V1 is greater than V2. V1 is, option B is V1 is less than V2. Option C, V1 is equal to V2. Option D, insufficient information. ಈಗ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ನೋಡುವ. ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ V1 is less than V2. ಆನ್ಸರ್ B, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ B, V1 is less than V2. ಯಾಕೆ? ನಮಗೆ ρ1 is greater than ρ2 ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತು. ಸೊ V specific volume is defined as the volume per unit mass. ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಪರ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಏನು ಬರಿಬೋದು? ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ 1 by ರೋ. ಈಗ ρ1 1 by ρ1, ಓಕೆ, 1 by ρ1 ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ 1 and 1 by ρ2 ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ 2. ಈಗ 1 by ρ1 ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ 1 by ρ2. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಸಾರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೇರ್ P is the mass density ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಅದು 1 by where ಅದು P ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ರೋ. ಓಕೆ, ವೇರ್ ರೋ is the mass density. Thus, if ρ1 is greater than ρ2, the relation between specific volume V1 and V2 will be represented by V1 is less than V2. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅದರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗೆ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು, ರೋ 1 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, ಆವಾಗ V1 ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಸರಿಯಾ? ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರಲ್ಲಿ ರೋ 2 ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ, ಆವಾಗ V2 ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಸೊ V1 ಈಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ V2. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಯ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ನೋಡುವ. ಎ ಬೀಕರ್ is filled with a liquid up to the mark of 1 liter and weight. The weight of the liquid is found to be 6.5 Newton. The specific weight of the liquid will be. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ಕೋತೀನಿ. ಒಂದು ಬೀಕರ್ ಇದೆ, ಆ ಬೀಕರನ್ನು 1 ಲೀಟರ್ನಷ್ಟು 1 ಲೀಟರ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡನ್ನು ಫಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ಬೀಕರಲ್ಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಈ ಬೀಕರ್ ಇಸ್ ಫಿಲ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಅಪ್ ಟು 1 ಲೀಟರ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನು ತೂಕ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ತೂಕ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ತೂಕ ಇರ್ತದೆ? 6.5 ನ್ಯೂಟನ್. The weight of the liquid is found to be 6.5 Newton. ಹಾಗೆ ಅದರದ್ದು ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವೇಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಗಿವನ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್? ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಈಸ್ 6.5 ಕಿಲೋ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ 65 ಕಿಲೋ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಸಿ 650 ಕಿಲೋ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಡಿ 0.65 ಕಿಲೋ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಈಗ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವೇಟ್? ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ವೇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಆಫ್ ವೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಟು ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್. ನಾವು ವೇಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಪ್ಪ? 6.5. ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟು? 1 ಲೀಟರ್. ಲೀಟರನ್ನು ಮೀಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಮೆಷರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್, isn't it? 1 liter is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. 1 liter is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube. So answer ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? 6.5 kilo Newton per meter cube. Option A 6.5 kilo Newton meter cube. ಹೇಗೆ? We will see. Specific weight is defined as the weight per unit volume. Okay. ಈಗ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 6.5 ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ 6.5, ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಲೀಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ 10 to the power minus 3 ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಯೂನಿಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ 10 to the power minus 3 ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರಿಂದ ನ್ಯೂಮರೇಟರ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 6.5 ಇಂಟು 10 to the power 3 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ 10 to the power 3 ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಕಿಲೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಕಿಲೋ. ಸೊ 6.5 ಕಿಲೋ ನ್ಯೂಟನ್ ಪರ್ ಮೀಟರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ we will see. A beaker is filled with a liquid up to the mark of 1 liter and weight. The weight of the liquid is found to be 6.5 Newton. The specific gravity of the liquid will be. So namge specific gravity of liquid is defined as the weight density of liquid to weight density of water. So we will see the option 0.65, option A 0.65, option B 0.66, option C 0.67, option D 0.68. The correct answer is 0.66, option B. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ನೋಡುವ why it is. Specific gravity of a liquid is defined as the ratio of density of liquid to the density of water. Okay, density of liquid is to ಹೇಗೆ ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು? weight density of liquid, it is mass of liquid divided by volume. ಈಗ ಮಾಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ? weight 6.5. it is not in kg, it is Newton. Density is always should be in kg per meter cube, no? So It is Newton. If they given in terms of Newton, what we have to do? We have to divide by acceleration due to gravity, 9.81. So 6.5 divided by 9.81 is the one value per other. That divided by volume. Volume is how much? 1 liter. That is 10 to the power minus 3. 10 to the power minus 3, isn't it? So okay, so then density of water is 1000. It is 10 to the power 3 kg per meter. So what will happen here? 6.5 divided by 9.81, you will get 0.66. 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power minus 3 and 10 to the power plus 3. Okay, it will get cancelled, so you will get 0.66. Okay, we will see next question. A fluid in which shear stress is directly proportional to the rate of shear strain is known as option A ideal fluid, option B real fluid, option C Newtonian fluid, option D ideal plastic fluid. Okay, so a ideal fluid is nothing but it is incompressible and is having no viscosity. Okay, uh, a real fluid is nothing but which possess viscosity. Okay, and in actual practice all fluids are real fluids, and Newtonian fluid is nothing but the real fluid in which shear stress is directly proportional to the rate of shear strain or velocity gradient. Okay, velocity gradient is known as Newtonian fluid. So ideal plastic fluid is nothing but the shear stress is more than the yield value and shear stress is proportional to the rate of shear strain. Okay, but more than the yield value. But answer is C Newtonian fluid, because it will obey Newton's law, where it will obey Newton's law of viscosity, which states that shear stress on a fluid element layer is directly proportional to the rate of shear strain. The which is nothing but tau is equal to mu into du by dy. Okay, so option is C Newtonian fluid. Next we will see next question. What is the correct formula for absolute pressure? What is the correct formula to find absolute pressure? Okay, let we will see the options. Option A, absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure minus gauge pressure. Option B, absolute pressure is equal to vacuum pressure minus atmospheric pressure. Option C, absolute pressure is equal to vacuum pressure plus atmospheric pressure. Option D, absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. So we will seek the correct answer. Correct answer is option D, absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure. We will see why it is. So here the absolute pressure is the pressure measured with reference to zero pressure, or it is also called as absolute vacuum pressure. Okay, so we know that gauge pressure is the pressure which is measured above atmospheric pressure by pressure measuring instruments, and vacuum pressure below the atmospheric pressure. If a pressure which is measured above the atmospheric pressure is called as gauge pressure. If pressure is measured below the atmospheric pressure is called as vacuum pressure. Okay, so this we want to calculate absolute pressure. So absolute pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure plus gauge pressure, whereas vacuum pressure is equal to atmospheric pressure minus absolute pressure. Okay, this you should know. Okay, So next we will see question number 12. Which one of the following correctly states how the viscosity of a liquid and a gas will change with respect to temperature? So next you will get four statements. Out of that, which statement is correct with respect to viscosity of a liquid and a gas will change with temperature? Okay, we will see one by options. Option A is viscosity increases with increase in temperature of a liquid and decreases with the increase in temperature of gas. ಅಂದರೆ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ನ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ನ ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಹಾಗೂ ಗ್ಯಾಸಿನ ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ ಎನಿ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗೆ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. Second one, viscosity increases with increase in temperature of a liquid and increases with increase in temperature of gas. ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಮತ್ತು ಗ್ಯಾಸಿನ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗೆ ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್. Viscosity decreases with increase in temperature and liquid temperature of a liquid and decreases with the increase in temperature of gas. ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ನ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗೆ ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಅಗೈನ್ ಅದು ಗ್ಯಾಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗ. ಓಕೆ, ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಡಿ, ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್. ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂದರೆ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ನ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಗ್ಯಾಸಿನ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆದಾಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. These are the four statements. Out of these four statements, we have to say which is the correct. Correct answer is option A. Viscosity increases with the increase in temperature of a liquid and decreases with the increase in temperature of gas. We will see why it is. Explanation is viscosity of a liquid is due to cohesion between its molecules. Cohesion between the molecules, liquid molecules. Okay, with increase in temperature of a liquid, cohesion increases, leading to a rise in viscosity. ಯಾವಾಗ cohesion increase ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಸೊ ಅದರ ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಗ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದಿ ಮೊಮೆಂಟಮ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್. Momentum transfer. Okay, with the increase in temperature of a gas, molecular motion increases. ಅದರ molecules fast ಆಗಿ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, which will result decrease in viscosity, fall in viscosity. Okay, so this is the explanation for why viscosity increases with increase in temperature of a liquid and decreases with the increase in temperature of a gas. Next question over 13th one. What is an ideal fluid? What is an ideal fluid? ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಮೊದಲನ ಸ್ಲೈಡಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ 8 or 9 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನೋಡುವ ಆಪ್ಷನ್, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಸಿ ದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್. ಎ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ನೋ ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ, ಎ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ which is incompressible, a fluid which has no surface tension, and all the. So you have to choose correct answer. Correct answer is all the above. All the above. Okay, so the fluid which has zero viscosity is called as an ideal fluid. Fluid which has zero viscosity. Zero viscosity means no viscosity. And there is no existence of shear force because of zero viscosity. Shear viscosity illade irodrinda alli shear force annodi irodilla. Surface tension in any fluid depends on its viscosity. Okay, so no surface tension also. If there is no viscosity, no surface tension. As viscosity in an ideal fluid is zero, there will no surface tension in the ideal fluid. The compressibility of an ideal fluid should be zero. Adu incompressible fluid. Thus ideal fluid is the fluid which is incompressible. Ideal fluid is does not exist and it is a hypothetical fluid. ಈ ideal fluid ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾನ್ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂತಾರೆ ಅದೊಂದು ಹೈಪೋಥೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್. ಅದು ಇನ್ಕಂಪ್ರೆಸಿಬಲ್, ಝೀರೋ ವಿಸ್ಕಾಸಿಟಿ, ಝೀರೋ ಸರ್ಫೇಸ್ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇರುವಂಥ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದರಿಂದಾಗಿ ಅದು ಹೈಪೋಥೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್. ಓಕೆ, next we will move on to question number 14. Question number 14, Newton's law of viscosity states that this statement is already given in one of the slide. ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಾನು ಈ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ. So we will see what are the statements. First one, the shear stress applied to the fluid is directly proportional to the velocity gradient. The shear stress applied to the option B, the shear stress applied to the fluid is inversely proportional to the velocity gradient. This option C, the shear stress applied to the fluid is directly proportional to the specific weight of the fluid. And D is the shear stress applied to the fluid is inversely proportional to specific weight of the fluid. Which is the correct answer? Correct answer is the shear stress applied to the fluid is directly proportional to velocity gradient. Option A, du by dy. Because as Newton's law of viscosity states that the shear stress applied to the fluid is directly proportional to the rate of shear strain. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ನಾನು rate of shear strain is nothing but the velocity gradient. Okay, the fluid which obeys Newton's law of viscosity is called as Newtonian fluid. This is very important. Okay, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು, ನ್ಯೂಟೋನಿಯನ್ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ದ ಫ್ಲೂಯಿಡ್ ವಿಚ್ obeys Newton's law of viscosity. All gases are Newtonian fluids. ಎಲ್ಲ gases Newtonian fluid. The viscosity of Newtonian fluid is independent of the shear stress. So this is very important, you should know. So please go through this explanation once again. Okay, next we will move on to question number 15. Which of the following statement or which of the following contribute to the reason behind origin of surface tension? Surface tension ಮೂಲ, ಹಿಂದಿನ ರೀಸನ್ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಎ only cohesive force, option number D only adhesive force, option number C neither cohesive force or nor adhesive force, option number D both cohesive force and adhesive force. Answer is both cohesive force and adhesive force, because the molecules on the surface of a liquid experiences cohesive force due to the surrounding liquid molecules which is acting downward, and adhesive force due to surrounding gaseous molecules acting upward. Okay, so ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರ molecule which is forcing cohesive force, a liquid will experience a cohesive force due to the surrounding liquid molecules downward, it will fill, and then adhesive forces due to upward. Okay, because of gaseous molecules. So surface tension originates due to this unbalanced force on both surface molecules, both gas as well as liquid molecules. Okay, next we will move on to next slide. The shear stress in static fluid is option A always 0, option B always maximum, option C between 0 to maximum, and D unpredictable. The shear stress in static fluid is always 0. Option A, answer is option A always 0, because the fluid static can be defined as the study of mechanism of incompressible fluids which is at absolute or relative rest, that is under static conditions. The shear stress in a fluid at absolute or relative rest is always 0. Okay, shear stress. So therefore shear stress in static fluid is always 0, because the fluid is at rest. Okay, that's why there is no shear stress. so it will become always 0. Next we will move on to question number 17. Which one of the following is true about bulk modulus of elasticity? Which one of the following statement is true about bulk modulus of elasticity? The first statement A, it is a ratio of compressive stress to volumetric strain. It is a ratio of compressive stress to linear strain. It is a ratio of tensile stress to volumetric strain, and it is a ratio of tensile stress to linear strain. So the correct answer is option number A. It is the ratio of compressive stress to volumetric strain. Okay. So why? Because bulk modulus is defined as the ratio of compressive stress to volumetric strain. Always. So bulk modulus K is related to compression of a liquid and the pressure. And the decrease in volume per unit, okay, volume, or decrease in volume per unit volume. So it is the ratio of compressive stress to volumetric strain, and please note that it is denoted as capital letter K. Bulk modulus is equal to capital letter K, and if the reciprocal of bulk modulus is called as compressibility, 1 by K is called as compressibility. Okay, so you should know here what is bulk modulus and what is compressibility. Thank you. Okay, we will see next question. Which one of the following is the correct relation between compressibility and bulk modulus K? So as I explained in last slide, the compressibility and bulk modulus. So we will see B is beta. Compressibility is defined denoted as beta, and bulk modulus is K. Beta is equal to K. Beta is equal to 1 by K. Beta is equal to 2K, and option D, beta is equal to K by 2. The correct answer is option number B. Beta is equal to 1 by K, because the compressibility beta of a liquid is defined as the ratio of volumetric strain to the compressive stress, while bulk modulus is the ratio of compressive stress to volumetric strain. Hence beta is equal to 1 by K is the correct answer. Next question. The value of bulk modulus of elasticity for an incompressible fluid is option number A 0, option number B unity, option number C infinity, option number D is very low. Correct answer is option number C infinity, because this bulk modulus K is equal to 1 by beta. Okay, where K is bulk modulus of elasticity and beta is compressible. For an incompressible fluid, beta is compressibility is 0, incompressible. So thus the value of K tend to infinity. Okay, and artha aita 1 by 0 andre infinity aitu. Okay, so the next question is, the pressure at any given point of non-moving fluid is called the dash. Option number A, gauge pressure. Option number B, atmospheric pressure. Option number C, differential pressure. Option number D, hydrostatic pressure. The answer is hydrostatic pressure, because hydrostatic pressure varies with increase in depth. Hydrostatic pressure is measured from the surface of the fluid because of the increasing weight of the fluid. The fluid exerts a downward force from the surface of water, thus making non-moving fluid. Okay, so yavaglu pressure at a given point of a non-moving fluid is called as hydrostatic pressure. Next we will see next question. 15 bar is equal to dash pascals. 15 bar is equal to pascal. This is the pressure. Bar and pascal is the unit of pressure. So we should know 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power 5 pascal. Always 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power 5 pascal. So we will see what are the options. 10 to the power 5 pascals, option A. Option B, 1.5 into 10 to the power 6 pascal. Option C, 100 pascal. Option D, 1000 pascal. So the correct answer is option C and D is not possible, because we have 15 bar. So 10 to the power 5 pascal is also not possible, because it is 1 bar is equal to 10 to the power pascal. So we have 15 bar. So option B, 1.5. So how it will become, because 15 into 10 to the power 6. So that is equal to 1.5 into 10 to the power, 15 into 10 to the power 5, that is equal to 1.5 into 10 to the power 6 Pascal. Okay, so correct answer is 1.5 into 10 to 6 Pascal, because bar is a metric unit of pressure but does not fall under the SI unit. 1 bar is exactly equal to 100,000 pascals. This value is taken from the atmospheric pressure on at the sea level. Okay. Next, we will move on to question number 22. Which one of the following is not a unit of dynamic viscosity? Understand the question properly. Which one of the following is not a unit of dynamic viscosity? Options are A. Pascal second, option B Newton second per meter square, option C Poise, option D Stokes. The correct answer is Stokes, option D. Option D, Stokes, is not a unit of dynamic viscosity. We will see why. We know F is equal to mu A du by dx as per Newton's law of viscosity. Okay, so where F is viscous force, A is area, du by dx is velocity gradient, mu is coefficient of viscosity. Therefore, we can write coefficient of viscosity is equal to minus F by A divided by du by dy. It's an F by A into du by dx, where SI unit of mu is Newton second per meter square. This is SI unit, but Newton per meter square is Pascal. So which is equal to Pascal second. The CGS unit of mu is dyne second per centimeter square. So 1 Poise is equal to 1 dyne second per centimeter square. So Poise is you can convert if you know what is dyne per dyne second per meter square, you can convert that into Poise. So unit of mu is Newton second meter square, then Pascal second, then Poise. So but Stokes is not a unit, rather it is a kinematic viscosity. It is a unit of kinematic viscosity, not dynamic viscosity. Next, we will move on to question number 23. Which of the following is a unit of kinematic viscosity? We discussed already which is the unit. We will see option A Stokes, B Pascal second, C meter square per second, and D Poise. The correct answer is Stokes. Okay, these are all coming under Pascal second, and Poise is coming under or the unit of dynamic viscosity, but Stokes. So we know kinematic viscosity is nothing but a dynamic viscosity divided by rho, where V is kinematic viscosity and mu is dynamic viscosity, and rho is density of the fluid. Unit of mu is dyne second per centimeter square, which is nothing but Poise, and rho is the unit of rho density is kg per centimeter cube, or then thus mu is centimeter square per second, which will become Stokes. Okay. Next, we will see question number 24. A flow is called supersonic if the velocity of flow is very high. Option A is velocity of flow is very high, discharge is difficult to measure, or Mach number is between 1 and 5, or Mach number is less than 1. When we can call as a supersonic flow, when fluid is flowing at what condition? But correct answer is where Mach number is between 1 and 5. We will see what. Mach number is defined as the product of C into U. Okay, where C is speed of the sound, and u is the local flow velocity. Speed of the sound and local flow velocity. So u is the local flow velocity with respect to boundaries, whether it is internal or whether it is external. Okay, external means when flow is taking place inside that pipe. Internal means when flow is over the plate. Okay. So depending upon the value of match number, the flow can be characterized. If it is a match number is less than 0.8, then it is called as subsonic. If it is match number, the value of match number between 0.8 to 1.2, then it is called as supersonic, transonic, and supersonic 1.2 to 5. Hypersonic is more than 5. So the correct answer is for supersonic, match number between 1 and 5. Next we will see question number 25. Manometers are the pressure measuring device which use the principle of dynamic pressure to measure the pressure difference. Manometers are the pressure measuring device which use the principle of dynamic pressure to measure the pressure difference. Is it true or false? The correct answer is false. It is not to measure the pressure difference. Manometers are the pressure measuring which use the principle of pressure due to static fluid in the column height to measure the pressure difference. Okay, not dynamic pressure. It is not dynamic pressure. It is a static pressure due to static fluid. Next question. Differential manometer gives the pressure reading with respect to atmospheric pressure. Option is whether true or false. The correct answer is false. It is not with respect to atmospheric pressure. Differential manometer gives the pressure difference between the flowing fluid in two pipes with respect to each other. It is not atmospheric pressure. It is with respect to two pressure inlet two pipes. Okay. Next question. Which device is popularly used for measuring difference of low pressure? Inverted U-tube differential manometer, U-tube differential manometer, inclined single column manometer, vertical single column manometer. Correct answer is inverted U-tube differential manometer. Option A. Inverted U-tube differential manometer has lighter manometric fluid, hence it is used for measuring low pressure. Next we will move on to question number 8, which is the cheapest device for measuring flow or discharge rate? Venturimeter, pitot tube, orifice meter. Option D, none of the above mentioned. Correct answer is orifice meter. Okay, because orifice meter is the cheapest device compared to pitot tube and venturimeter. Okay. Next question number 29. The principle of orifice meter is same as that of venturimeter. True or false? The principle of orifice meter is same as that of venturimeter. True or false? Option A and option B. The correct answer is true, because the working principle of orifice meter and venturimeter is same. Both are used for measuring. Next question. Which one of the following is a major loss? Which one of the following is a major loss? Option A, frictional loss. Option B, shock loss. Option C, entry loss. Option D, exit loss. The correct answer is option A, frictional loss, because the major loss for the flow through the pipes is due to frictional resistance between adjacent fluid and the layers sliding over each other, and even the tube material. All other losses are considered to be a minor loss, but major loss is frictional loss. Next question. A notch is a device used to measure the turbulence of the flowing fluid directly. A notch is used to measure the turbulence of the flowing fluid directly. Whether option, you have to say whether it is, this statement is true or false. The correct answer is this is false. Notch is a device which is used to measure the flow rate of the liquid directly, not turbulence. Next we will see next question. According to Pascal's law, the pressure or intensity of pressure at a point in a static fluid. According to Pascal's law, the pressure or intensity of pressure at a point in a static fluid is low at surface, is high at surface, is equal in all direction, or option D is unequal in all direction. The correct answer is equal in all direction, because the pressure P at a point is given as rho g h, okay, where rho is the density of the fluid, g is the acceleration due to gravity, and h is the depth of the point from the free surface of the medium or head. The pressure is a scalar quantity, hence it is a perpendicular hence at a particular point. They asked at a point in a static fluid, isn't it? So at a particular point, regardless of the direction and magnitude, the pressure will remain same in all directions. So the pressure in a particular point in the fluid is always rho gh, and it does not depend upon the shape of the container and the direction of the pressure. So correct answer is equal in all directions. Next question, the pressure measured above the atmosphere pressure is called as static pressure, gauge pressure, vacuum pressure, and absolute pressure. This is already we discussed. The pressure measured above the atmosphere pressure is also always it is called as absolute pressure, because absolute pressure is measured relative to full vacuum. In contrast with pressure that is measured against the atmosphere pressure is called as gauge pressure. So absolute pressure is the sum of the gauge pressure and atmosphere pressure. Okay, so it is absolute pressure. The next question, the major loss of energy in a pipe is due to friction, sudden enlargement, sudden contraction, gradual contraction or enlargement. Answer is friction, because major losses are also associated with frictional energy loss that is caused by the viscous effects, the fluid and the roughness of the pipe wall. So we discussed about this in earlier slides. Okay, so answer is friction.